All the hunters from Korea and Japan are standing face to face. Jinwoo, who was watching them from a distance, notices that Goto Ryuji isn't participating in the sparring battle. But either way, Jinwoo will get to witness a battle between S-rank hunters. Dongwook activates his skill, becoming extremely large in size, and urges the battle to begin, making it evident that the Korean team is ready. Atsushi and Yoonho both start running, making it clear that they are going to fight each other. Dongwook walks near Kenzo, who was excited to have a battle of strength. Dongwook challenges him, saying, "Let's see who is stronger." Both hunters throw punches that collide with immense force. On the other side, Minoru is chasing Taegyu with incredible speed. Taegyu quickly realizes that Minoru is quite fast and that he shouldn't get into close combat. Minoru stretches his arm to grab Taegyu, but Taegyu quickly moves behind him and fires an arrow, declaring that his expertise lies in long-range combat. He fires multiple arrows at Minoru that also targets his teammates. Kenzo tells Minoru to quickly take down Taegyu. Dongwook suddenly attacks from the sky, breaking the ground from the impact. Choi Jong-gin asks Chairman Go if the arena is reinforced with top-tier magic crystals. President Go replies, saying they need to reassess the reinforcement standards. Back to the battle, Yoonho realizes that their opponents are some of the top S-rank hunters, and they need to prepare not just to grab their opponent's wrists, but also to break them if necessary. Yoonho instantly attacks Atsushi with his claw, but Atsushi suddenly dodges it and dashes away. Yoonho wonders if Atsushi is a non-combatant type hunter. On the other hand, Atsushi is completely panicked and says that he's really not suited for handling situations like this. Yoonho looks at Goto and realizes that Goto might just be using them to test whether the Japanese hunters are ready to fight the ants. Yoonho decides to give them a taste of his true power. His form begins to change, revealing his claws while releasing his aura. Atsushi suddenly runs away, but Yoonho chases him with incredible speed. On the other side, Jong-soo, who is watching the fight, remarks that it's nothing but monsters fighting. An A-rank hunter like him is nothing to their comparison. But Yoontae disagrees, saying that Jong-soo is plenty strong. Suddenly, a loud impact echoed through the air. We see that Dongwook had been defeated by Kenzo, who confidently declared that he was the stronger of the two. Dongwook couldn't believe he had been drilled into the ground. This was the first time he had ever been defeated like this. Minoru sends Taegyu crashing into the wall and declares himself the winner. On the other side, Yoonho is still chasing Atsushi when he gets confronted by Kenzo and Minoru. Yoonho questions if they really think he's an easier target than Chahain. Meanwhile, Kanai is fighting Chahain, but struggles to predict her movements. She finally understands why Chahain is called the Dancer. Kanai tries to counterattack, but Hein stops her with a precise slash, then quickly dashes behind her and touches her back. She immediately charges toward Yoonho to assist him, but suddenly she senses bloodlust. Atsushi was behind her and tries to attack, but Hein suddenly launches a barrage of punches at Atsushi's face. The Japanese hunters are shocked by Hein's incredible speed. Hein is also surprised, as she hadn't meant to beat Atsushi so severely. She just acted on reflex. Atsushi, on the other hand, is bloodied and battered. His teammates realize that he has lost his temper. Fujishima remarks that once Atsushi loses his temper, no one knows what he might do. Hanakawa asks Ryuji if they should stop Atsushi, but Ryuji decides to step in only if there are casualties. Atsushi throws a barrage of attacks with immense speed, which Hein is barely able to dodge. He punches the ground, creating a smokescreen, and tries to attack Hein. The Japanese hunters notice that the situation is looking bad, but suddenly, they spot something in the smoke. It's none other than Sung Jinwoo, who blocks Atsushi's foot and says that this has gone beyond friendly sparring. Atsushi tries to attack Jinwoo, but Jinwoo immediately slams him into the ground and subdues him with ease. The Japanese hunters are shocked to see Jinwoo take down Atsushi, who was in rage mode without even breaking a sweat. Goto asks Hanakawa if Jinwoo is truly a mage-type hunter. Goto then decides to check it himself. Jinwoo tells Hein that they should accept defeat, as Yoonho was also got eliminated by Kenzo. Yoonho admits in disappointment that even though he went all out, he still couldn't win. Hanakawa walks up to Jinwoo and informs him that Goto Ryuji has requested a sparring match with him. Jinwoo senses Ryuji's aura and wonders if Goto is trying to gauge his strength. Either way, it's a great opportunity to test the power Jinwoo honed in the Demon Castle. Ryuji notices Jinwoo smiling in his presence, which displeases him. Hanakawa returns to Ryuji and tells him that Jinwoo will fight, but only on one condition. Ryuji must go all out. Ryuji smiles with confidence and says it sounds interesting, agreeing to the condition. The scene shifts, and we see Jo-hee watching the news about the upcoming Jeju Island raid. She then decides to join the sentry team. Dongwook remarks that Jinwoo has quite the guts to challenge Goto Ryuji to a duel. Cha-Hain is also worried about Jinwoo. Yoonho asks Hein if she's okay being surrounded by so many hunters. Hein replies that she can't fight while covering her nose, so she need to get used to it. She then asks Yoonho if they're really not going to stop them, because close combat between a fighter and a mage is an unfair battle. But Yoonho is curious to see Jinwoo in action, as he suspects that Jinwoo is someone who keeps getting stronger. Jinwoo declares that he is ready, but before he can finish, Ryuji instantly charges toward him, forcing Jinwoo to back off to a distance. Ryuji is surprised by Jinwoo's swift movement. He questions whether people truly believe that Jinwoo is a mage-type hunter. With determination, he says he'll reveal Jinwoo's true nature. Ryuji throws multiple attacks at Jinwoo with immense speed. Jinwoo quickly notices that Ryuji is completely different from the other S-rank hunters. But even so, Jinwoo is able to dodge Ryuji's attacks with a smile. Ryuji gets pissed off seeing that Jinwoo isn't even struggling. Dongwook remarks that Jinwoo is holding on quite well, as even dodging such attacks is remarkable on its own. But Hein notices that Jinwoo is not just dodging, he's actually testing his opponent's strength. Jinwoo continues to dodge Ryuji's attacks, which only angers Ryuji even more. Ryuji decides to go all out and charges at Jinwoo with full force, but Jinwoo grabs his hand instead of his wrist. Jinwoo tells Ryuji that he doesn't want the fight to end either. Both of them take a step back and begin to power up. Their aura starts flaring. All the hunters watching the fight realize that this must be stopped. The moment Jinwoo and Ryuji charge at each other, Kei instantly creates an ice wall, and the hunters immediately rush in to restrain both Jinwoo and Goto. Yoonho urges Hanakawa to declare the end of the battle. Dongwook praises Jinwoo for holding his own so well against Ryuji. Jinwoo had infiltrated his shadow soldiers into all of the hunters' shadows. After all the hunters leave the association, Jinwoo visits Chairman Go to speak with him. Meanwhile, Ryuji calls Sugimoto and tells him that there is a skilled hunter in Korea. But Sugimoto takes it lightly and says the hunter might not be as strong as Ryuji. He also mentions that Jinwoo's name isn't even on the list. Choi Jong-un and Baek Yoonho also receive the news about Jinwoo, but this time, they have 15 S-rank hunters, and they are determined to conquer Jeju Island at all costs. When Jinwoo arrives home, his mother has prepared dinner for him. While eating, Jinwoo says he can't go to Jeju Island, as his mother has just woken up from her long sleep. The scene shifts to Jeju Island, where we see that the ants are eating each other due to the lack of food. The Ant Queen knows that they need to leave the island and go to mainland, and for that, she needs a stronger child to lead their army. The ant finally hatches from the egg and begins shrinking its body, turning itself black. The mighty ant screams loudly, releasing an enormous amount of energy that engulfs the entire Jeju Island. All the news channels report that the ants on Jeju Island can now even fly, which is why the Hunter Association has announced new strategies against them. Everyone is looking forward to the Jeju Island raid, which is scheduled for tomorrow. The next day, we see multiple ships surrounding Jeju Island. Yuntai is worried whether they can stop the ants, but Jongsu replies that they won't know unless they try. Their team's job is to take down any ant that tries to escape the island. In the Fame Guild, Dongwook prepares to depart. Before leaving, he praises his vice guild master for her excellent work, and then takes his leave. At the Hunter Association, Jin Chul informs Chairman Go that the decoy unit has already landed on Jeju Island. At the helipad, Byung-gyu surprises everyone with his arrival. He jokingly tells Yoonho that he'll probably be the first one to need his healing. All the hunters are pleased to have Byung-gyu on the team. Ryuji's team is the first to reach the island. Ryuji then calls out for everyone to report their positions, and all of his teammates respond, confirming their locations. On their way to Jeju Island, a cameraman joins the Korean S-rank team. He says that this raid will be broadcast live on TV. Dongwook asks the cameraman if he's prepared for such a dangerous battle. The cameraman reassures them, saying that he himself is an A-rank hunter and already used to filming dangerous raids. Dong-wook remarks that this will likely be the last time civilians witness an S-rank raid. Yoon-ho knows that if they fail this time, it will be the end for South Korea. Once everyone is ready, Chairman Go announces the start of the 4th Jeju Island raid. The Japanese hunters release an immense surge of mana, which forces the ants to emerge from their nest. Some ants head toward the helicopter, but Yongin steps forward, declaring that he will handle them. Yongin ignites his flames and shoots multiple fire arrows at the ants, exploding them. But since their numbers are high, he prepares a massive fireball and throws it toward the remaining swarm, completely wiping them out. Yongin is excited to land on Jeju Island once again. He then tells his teammates that it's time to descend. All the hunters line up, and Dong-wook reminds them that the Japanese hunters can only stall the ants for at most 1 hour, which means they must eliminate the queen within that time frame. Finally, they all descend from the helicopter. Meanwhile, Sugimoto gives the command to activate the interference waves. On Jeju Island, the Japanese S-rank hunters are defeating the horde of ants without breaking a sweat. On the other side, Jongin assembles a fire net around the ant nest. There are countless tunnels around them, and they don't know which one leads to the queen's chamber, so Jongin launches multiple fireballs into all the tunnels to see which one goes deepest. Along the way, they kill several ants. Byung-gyu wonders if the queen has already run away, leaving the other ants behind. But Yoon-ho points out that this is an island. There's nowhere for her to run. Jongin calls everyone to check out a tunnel. It turns out to be an egg chamber, filled with countless hatched eggs scattered across the floor. They also notice an unusually large egg at the top. Everyone is shocked and worried by its enormous size. On the other side of the island, Kenzo approaches Shimizu and asks her to heal his injury. Shimizu teases him, saying that she will heal him, but this time she wants something other than money. Since they're short on time, Kenzo asks what she wants. But suddenly, Shimizu is beheaded, shocking both Kenzo and Fujishima.